Witches. They're ugly old hags that eat children. Wrong. Witches can be any age, race, religion, and gender. Not to mention, they don't eat children. My speech will be about witchcraft, so that you see what it's all about, and that it's not evil or scary. I did extensive research on this topic, went to many different websites and shops. I also follow a lot of witches on TikTok, Etsy, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm also a witch myself, and I'm excited to share some information with all of you. If you're like me, you'll love to learn. So, let's get started. I'll be going over false facts about witches you might have heard, the different types of witches, history of witchcraft, and items used in rituals. So let's get started with false facts. Witches don't steal, eat babies or kids. We're also not Satanists, and many witches don't believe in Satan. It's a Christian concept. Anyone can be a witch. You don't have to follow any set religion or belief system. Unfortunately, we don't ride brooms and prefer regular food over I have new, which actually was a code name for mustard seed. Not all witches have psychic powers or the gift of prophecy, and we don't inherit magical powers. Though, if someone in your family is a witch, you can be taught the craft from a young age. Witches do not engage in rivalries and conflicts with other magical practitioners. It's just a bad idea. Now, for my second point, the different types of witches. Do keep in mind this is just my point of view. There are many more types, combinations, and some go by different titles. First off, we got the green witches. They use nature's gifts to improve the well-being of the physical body, spirit, soul, and environment. They are guardians of nature and humanity's relationship to the planet. Examples of green witches are midwives, herbalists, shamans, and other healers. Next, we have hedge and kitchen witches. They are like green witches because they engage in shamanic practice and usually have some herbal knowledge. They follow a home-based, free-form spiritual path. Next, we have Wicca. It comes from the term Wicca, which means to bend or shape. They follow the old religion primarily. Its roots also dig deeply into prehistoric times and the ancient fertility goddess. It is also a recognized religious system that is fast growing. Unfortunately, many witches keep their craft a secret because there is still stigma associated with witchcraft. As history shows, witches, or people thought to be witches, suffered greatly. Salem, the witch trials in the New World were bad, but Europe was worse. An estimated 80,000 people investigated for witchcraft between 1500s and 1800s. 80% of them were women, and most of them were poor. Of course, we know that most of the accused, both in America and Europe, were victims of greedy neighbors, rulers, and men of God, stating they caused plagues, crop failures, and birth defects. From 1675 to 1690, in Salzburg, Austria, witch trials, 139 people, were accused and executed. Most of them were members of a gang of homeless beggars led by Paul Jacob Kohler, also known as the Jackal. His mother admitted under torture that he had a pact with Satan. Unlike most trials, nearly all the accused were male, and almost 100 of them were teenagers or children, the youngest being 10. I'll now be wrapping up with some items used in rituals. We use candles, herbs, oils, tarot cards, incense, runes, books, and pendulums. There's some lovely crystals I have. Many of these objects vary in color and type depending on the intent and outcome the user wants to accomplish. So, I went over false facts about witches, types of witches, some history of witchcraft, and items most used in rituals. Thank you for tuning in for my presentation. I hope that clarified some things for you that you got and got you interested in learning more about witchcraft. Remember, whatever you put out there, you'll get back threefold. So make sure it's something positive.